It is definitely time to buy a house, but getting a mortgage can be so stressful if you don't know what to expect. Well, I used to work in mortgages. I was actually a manager at one of the largest mortgage operations in the country, and I can tell you all of the secrets so that you can get it done. Let's go. So when it comes to mortgages, there's three types of home loans, three big categories. Most people know about conventional, that is your traditional loans if you have decent credit, and those are backed by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Those are most mortgages for traditional home loans, okay? The second category is government home loans, okay? So FHA type of loans, VA, which stands for Veteran Administration, USDA loans for like rural areas that is governed by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. And then of course, FHA is for general properties that are backed by the government through the Federal Housing Authority, okay? So they're usually a little bit easier to get the government loans, but they're a little bit higher risk. So the government has decided to back those loans in order for lenders to lend to people that probably make a little bit less than other people or have situations where they can't put as much money down. They consider those high risk. And then the last category for mortgage loans is subprime. Now, many years ago, subprime had a terrible reputation. Many people paid very high interest rates. They got a lot of ARMs, adjustable rate mortgages, and a lot of people lost their properties due to not understanding subprime mortgages and those high interest rates that came with them. But we're talking about conventional loans. So I'm assuming now that you know all three, you are wanting a conventional loan, you have stable employment, you have a regular W-2 job, and that you want to buy a home in a regular area, not a rural area. So the first thing that you want to do when getting approved and making sure that you get approved quickly is before you apply at any of these lenders, please check your credit first. Yes, I know there are lots of loan officers and mortgage professionals that will tell you that they can pull your credit for free, and that is true. Once you apply, they can pull your credit and review what's on your credit report and assess that. But before you have them do that, and before you get an inquiry on your credit report, I strongly suggest you pull your own credit, okay? There are websites like Credit Karma and myfico.com. I actually recommend myfico.com because they give you FICO scores that are similar to what mortgage companies use, and they can literally tell you what the score is, or very similar model of what the score will be on your mortgage credit report, because it is different than your regular credit report. So if you go to myfico.com, I literally have a link for you below so that you can go use the link that's below in the description box so that you can get a discount, okay? And you can check your credit scores, you can see what's on your credit, and you can assess your credit situation before you go to a mortgage professional that's gonna pull your credit and put an inquiry, a hard inquiry, on your credit report. You want to see what's up there yourself so you know, and there are no surprises and no one can lie to you. The next smart thing that you want to do when getting approved for a conventional home loan is to find a lender that has multiple products, and even maybe find a mortgage broker that has multiple lenders that they could submit your application to. If you have a credit score over like 680, okay, let's just say you have a 680 FICO score or higher, you literally can go to almost any bank to get approved so long as your income and employment is in line. So you can go to the Bank of America, you can go to the Wells Fargo, you can go to a credit union, you can go to Navy Federal, you can go to pretty much anywhere you want to if your credit score is over 680 and your income and employment are in line, and very traditional and cookie cutter where you have pay stubs and W-2s. Now, if you find you're in a situation where your credit score is lower than that, or you have a situation where you're self-employed, or you've had gaps in your employment or gaps in your income or things like that that may trip you up a little bit, I strongly suggest you find a mortgage broker, okay? A mortgage broker is not a mortgage lender. They are a broker. They are a middleman who finds lenders that will lend to you. They're usually affiliated or have established relationships called wholesale relationships with many, many lenders. And the benefit of finding a mortgage broker if you don't have great credit is that they can have multiple options for you. They can tell you about different programs and different products at different lenders. Because even with conventional financing, lenders have different guidelines. And one of the things that I know, big secret that I'm sharing with you, is many lenders add restrictions to their conventional financing. Some of them, for example, you may look at Fannie Mae's guidelines, and Fannie Mae may say, okay, if you have a 620 credit score and this income, we will lend to you. Or maybe a larger bank like Bank of America or Wells Fargo, they may add what they call layers. They add different restrictions or different guidelines that they require in order for you to get their conventional loan. And so you may run into a situation where you need to go to a lender that does not have those restrictions or doesn't have those caveats. And if you go to a mortgage broker, that broker can tell you which lenders have which restrictions, which ones are more lenient, and put you with the right lender for your situation. It's amazing. So getting a conventional mortgage is not as difficult as you think. There are tons of people that are willing to help you and walk you through the process. Additionally, there are lots of programs that are not advertised. There's lots of programs that help you with your down payment. There's programs that help you buy homes in certain areas. You can even buy properties with a conventional loan and the property needs repairs. They will lend you all of the money to buy the home and fix the home through conventional programs, okay? There are conventional lenders that have programs to help you rehab the house so you can literally buy a home in a smarter way. So do not think that you cannot get a home that needs some repairs, because a lot of times if the home needs some repairs, you can fix it yourself and you'll have equity in the property and you start off in a great situation instead of buying a home and owning it and owing exactly what the home is worth. If you can buy a home and you can get it below market value, if it needs a little bit of repairs, they will lend you the money to do those repairs, and then your home is worth more money and you still have that great mortgage. So there's tons of options out there with conventional loans. You can do a traditional one and buy a house that's already repaired and already fixed, or you can use one of those conventional rehab programs and check with your lenders to see what those programs are, because they have great rates. So hopefully you got a lot of value out of this video. This is the perfect time to be buying a home. There's tons of mortgage programs out there. They want people buying homes, and they're creating more and more programs and products to make it easier for you to get homes. There's people that are losing their homes, and they want to make sure that they're giving out money to people that can pay and make those mortgages right. So please watch all of the videos in this playlist. I've made tons of content just for you with free, valuable information so that you have all of the tools, all of the resources, all of this knowledge and skills that you need to be successful. This is Noelle, to your success.